Good morning, my friends and followers. Dr. Jimmy Henderson again, cognitive scientist and metaphysician. I want to discuss something today in the talk that seems to be related to the kind of stress and problems that we're having in the world today. Although it may not be so evident and obvious, it does seem that the universe itself is geared towards growth and expansion and self-unfoldment. We know that people do learn from experiences in the everyday world. Some of these experiences are present, and some of them are certainly not present. The one I want to talk about today is the dark night, what is called the dark night of the soul. This is a sudden life-changing experience, usually involving extreme trauma, fear, humiliation, or a great loss, which could flatten you completely, and you feel completely devastated, shattered, empty, and alone. In spiritual times, this is called the dark night of the soul, which is a period in which you put in a very difficult position, that you have to reevaluate your life, your relationship to the world, your purpose in the world, and hopefully rediscover what is truly important in your life. This dark night can come in the form of a death of a spouse, a loving spouse or close family member, the end of a good marriage, or a long-term relationship which was very fulfilling, and it can also be related to the loss of a career, retrenchment, through retrenchment, or some other traumatic experience such as a natural disaster, violent attack, injury, serious injury, or debilitating accidents. In other words, a very, very serious trauma situation. What happens is that what you previously believed about the world no longer makes sense in terms of this new experience of what has happened. And you may actually have a crisis in your spiritual faith. You may be forced to re-look at some of the beliefs that you had, ideas that you had, and feel completely lost until you become just an empty shell, which is full of pain and despair. And you get to a point where you have to just let go and give over to God or to the universe. Sometimes people get lost in the intensity of this experience and struggle for many years to recover. What is so sad is that some never do, and this is the saddest of all, and they go through life crippled by this experience. However, for those of you that are going through or have gone through such an experience, there is some hope. I have found personally that the reasons, the lessons, and the meaning for the dark night of the soul do come later with hindsight. Years later, when you reevaluate the situation and you look back on it, you might find that you're able to recognize it for what it is or what it was. It was a time of letting go, a time of change, radical change, a time of cleansing, possibly. Being forced to take a new path in life. In my case, it was having to let go of a career and go into a completely new path of study and writing books and talks, completely different to what I was doing before. And or otherwise an opportunity to eliminate the distractions and to see what is truly important in your life. So it is obviously still necessary to work through those feelings and thoughts during this experience. In other words, and there's no harm in receiving help through counseling, psychotherapy, or any other form of friendship and assistance. But for a while, you're going to be very, very mentally, emotionally, and spiritually vulnerable, and feel naked. However, if you can stand up again, your slate will be clean, and you'll once again be ready to face life, possibly with a new outlook, a deeper understanding of life, and certainly a hard-earned resilience and maturity. So I want to try and comfort those of you that are faced with such a dilemma and such an experience. Many of us have gone through this, and we have come out on the other side. And I want to offer you then a little bit of comfort during this time and wish you all the best for your lives and for your future. I thank you. If you want to read any more of my articles, please have a look at my website, www.discoveringyourself.co.za, discoveringyourself.co.za, and also there are books, some of my books that you may be interested in. Thank you for following.